For many families, it's one fall, one hospital visit, one moment that changes everything. A lot of families avoid the downsizing conversation for years, not because they don't care, but because it's uncomfortable. Then suddenly something happens. A fall, a medical scare, a moment that makes everyone realize that the current living situation may no longer be safe. And just like that, the conversation about downsizing becomes urgent. If you're new here, my name is Meredith Davis with the Wildflower Properties Group, brokered by KSP. I'm a realtor here in Houston for over 16 years. I've worked with families during some of their most important transitions in their lives that involve their homes. One thing I've noticed over and over again is that safety concerns are often the moment when families finally decide something has to change. But those moments can also be incredibly stressful for families who haven't talked about these things at all. So here are a few things that you should think about. The home may no longer match their physical needs. Homes that worked perfectly for decades can become difficult later in life. Stairs, what about slippery tile, poor lighting, or what if their property's large and requires a ton of maintenance and upkeep? That can all become a safety risk. What once felt comfortable can slowly become challenging. Another thing to think about is isolation. It can become definitely a hidden risk. Sometimes the issue isn't the house itself, it's the distance from family or doctors or basic community. If something happens and help is far away, the situation can become much more complicated with serious ramifications. So it's important to note, emergencies will force quick decisions when safety becomes a concern. Families often feel like they have to make decisions very quickly. That pressure can create stress and it can cause disagreements. And sometimes you're forced to make rushed choices, which is why planning earlier can make such a difference. The families who handle these situations most smoothly are often they're often the ones who had early conversations about safety. They didn't wait for something to go wrong. They talked about what the future might look like, and everyone already has a general plan in place. That can take a difficult moment and make it much easier to navigate. Safety concerns are often the turning point that finally pushes families to consider downsizing. But having conversations early can help families make thoughtful decisions instead of rushed decisions. In the next video, I want to share something much more personal because while I've helped many other families through this process professionally, I also experienced it from a completely different perspective when it involved my own parents. So if this process is something you're navigating or thinking about, then stay tuned and check out our next video.